For many years now, investors have been complaining that the time to get your money back when you invest in a startup is too long. It used to be 5 to 8 to 10 years, and nowadays it's sometimes much longer, over 10 years to get your money back if you invest in a startup. We can think of Airbnb, started in 2008, who IPO'd in 2020. That was obviously a great exit for investors, but 12 years after your initial investment. We can think about Stripe as well. That's been created in 2010 and that still has not managed to get an exit 15 years later. So that's a big problem for a lot of investors, because when you put your money in a startup, you want to see your money back at some point. And so far in the last few years, you usually haven't before a very long time. But I think this liquidity is coming back, and I think the time to exit is actually going to go much faster now. And I'm going to tell you why. Let's dive in. Before we start, this is a channel where I take you behind the curtain of the VC world. I tell you what I see in the YC ecosystem, in the Silicon Valley ecosystem. So if you're interested in this, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I publish a new video every week. Thank you, and let's get started. Okay, so the first reason why I think exits are going to be faster now is that nobody likes this. It sounds obvious, but it's in no one's interest to have this time be so long. The founders want liquidity for themselves as well. They want to, at some point, sell their business, realize their gains, and put some money into the bank account. The investors, same thing. Most of them need to give money back to their LPs. And the LPs, the investors in the funds who then invest in the startup, well, we just mentioned it, they're not happy with their money being tied up for so long. So nobody wants that. That's already a first reason to make it stop. Everyone's trying to get away from this situation that no one likes. But that's obviously not enough, because no one wanted this many years already ago, and still it did happen that it took longer and longer. So here are the other factors impacting it, and that really are going to bring a change to this. The second factor is that IPO window finally just reopened. IPO window was closed for something like 3 years between 2022 and 2025. Everything was frozen. Very few companies were going into the stock market, and now it opened again. We've had in 2025 many take IPOs, and it's only the beginning. I believe there's going to be many more and successful IPOs where the stock goes up, sometimes significantly. So we're back to IPO. That's going to provide more exits, more opportunities for liquidity for investors. The next reason is M&A. That's actually the other option to exit a startup, either IPO or your company being acquired. In the previous administration under Biden, M&A was frowned upon, and we also had the Figma acquisition and deal blocked by the UK. So many deals, many potential M&A exits were nipped in the bud, where people were thinking, we're not even going to try because we know it's going to get under regulatory scrutiny. We know it's not going to get approved. And so they would just not do it. Now, this new administration in the US said we're pro M&A, we're going to deregulate, we don't want to keep you from doing any types of business. And so many businesses have resumed their M&A activities, their acquisitions, and there's already been a lot of new exits through M&A in the recent few months. So that's another machine that's getting back. It was almost completely stopped for 4 years, and now it's just getting back into movement. So that's going to bring more exits. So IPO window and M&A. That's not enough. There are other factors. The next one is secondaries. Of course, when everything was illiquid, everything was blocked, people started doing secondaries, which is selling or buying shares on the secondary market. So not a full acquisition, not an IPO, but finding a private investor that wants to buy your equity. And this really has developed enormously in the US in the last years, and it is a very mature market now, which means there's offer and demand for almost every big name in Silicon Valley that's private. So it's much, much easier today to sell some of your equity on the secondary market. And because LPs are hungry for liquidity, you probably should sell some secondary at some point to provide some liquidity to your investors if you haven't done so. And so that's just another reason that's going to make liquidity faster for everyone. Now, finally, the last reason, but not the least, that I think is going to accelerate everything is the shift with AI. AI is transforming everything. It's transforming every business, as you know, and it's also transforming how you build startups. When you build a startup, you basically have to do two things. You have to build a product, that's a tech product, and AI can help you there. You can build code faster with AI today, and you have to sell your product to your customers. And here again, AI can help you sell faster with finding the relevant customers easier and faster with AI tools, but also reaching out to them, doing your sales process to the customer with AI. It could be an AI SDR, AI emails. It could even be selling on the phone or on Zoom with an avatar with AI. So everything is going faster in this new cycle. I see this very well in the Y Combinator ecosystem. As you know, I run Lobster Capital, a VC fund investing in the top 2% of YC startups. The YC program is 3 months, and usually startups would build for 2 months and then sell for the last month. With AI now, they're usually building in the first 2 weeks, and they already have an MVP, a first product. It might not be perfect, it might need some work, but after 2 weeks, they're out in the world with their MVP, trying to sell it, and again, using AI to sell even faster, to find customers even faster. So every startup, not only at YC, is impacted by this, and every founder can build and sell much faster. This means startups reach critical mass faster than before. Instead of taking 3 years to get to $1 million in ARR, it can only take you 1 year. And maybe sometime soon, it's going to take you 6 months. So it's going faster and faster, which means companies are going to mature faster and reach the point where they're acquisition ready faster. Being acquired is usually not since when did you start the company. It's usually what's your revenue, which position are you in that allows you to be acquired. I'll give you an example. If you reached $100 million of ARR, you would be valued between $1 and $5 billion, probably, depending on the pace of your growth. This is a prime target for acquisition. So again, instead of taking 8 years to reach that milestone, it could only take 5. And so you could have an exit after 5 years instead of 8, 9, or 10. So those are the reasons why I think exits are going to come faster. Liquidity is going to come faster to everyone. Everyone likes it. Everyone has this interest in doing so. We have IPO window open. We have the M&A activities resuming. We have the secondary market that's mature. And we have AI accelerating everything. Did I forget something? Tell me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. I publish every week, take you behind the scenes on the VC world. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.